Watson. Dog attack alerts coming up very soon. Hope everyone's having a marvelous week, marvelous February. Keep it dog free. Even though dogs are terrorizing our homes, our communities, our neighborhoods, our schools, our hospitals, we still need to find some good vibes. Don't let these dogs and dog nutters ruin your life, ruin the moment. Have some good vibes once in a while. Tim Watson, Dog Attack Alert, starting very, very soon. February the 18th, 2025, roughly 5 years of doing this anti-dog movement. Nevertheless, we are here again to sorry. What's going on here? That's what it is. Yep. Another dog attack alerts. This is the second episode doing this, just trying to put in my part in hopes for a dog-free society, or at least some improvements with this dog culture, because those in the dog culture are not doing anything. They are letting these dogs run rampant, killing our children, terrorizing neighborhoods and our communities. Dog culture is the only culture that is allowed to be disgusting and is allowed to terrorize not just cities or communities, but countries. This dog propaganda is happening all over the world. It is not secluded to just one country or one city. This is happening. This dog fiasco is happening all over the world. So it ain't about the weather. It ain't about being too cold. It ain't about holidays. It ain't about specific certain people. It ain't about race. It ain't about religion. This dog propaganda, dog attacks are happening all over the world. All over the world. And coincidentally enough, it's the same reaction. Basically the same reaction. And that is do nothing. And wait for another one. Do nothing. Wait. Do nothing. Wait and do nothing. But I'm here to put in my energy, my 2 cents, in hopes that there's a place around the world. If it's just one place, one city, one village that becomes dog free, hey, that is is success. But my hope is for this whole world, whole entire world, to become dog free. It is a large mountain to climb, but hey, I'm willing to do it. Because what these dog owners, dog nutters, dog experts are doing, they are getting a lot of innocent people killed. These are the same people that will act as if they love people, that they care about people, that they want people to live good and all that. Harmony and all that stuff. But at the same time, when a dog kills, they're always going to side with that dog. When a dog is terrorizing neighborhoods, they're going to side with the dog. And enough is enough. Let's get into it. Let's get into the alerts that have been going on this past week or a few days. First thing we have on Reddit, banned pit bulls. Pit bull mauls to death a 9-month-old baby in her sleep. Imagine that. Being threatened by a baby that is sleeping, so you have to maul it to death. These are the things that they want to call man's best friend. And what do? Year in, year out. Mauling, hurting babies. And we've seen and heard of week-old, day-old newborns being mauled to death by the so-called family dog. This one happened in Italy. Erica or Acera, Italy. Happened in their home, the family pit bull in the province of Naples. The tragedy occurred during the night between Saturday and Sunday. The little girl's father called for help. So you have this dog that you so-called trained as a family dog, and the dog is mauling the child, and you're calling for help. That shows how useless and pathetic owners are, period. And this is what the father told the police. The man told the police that he had found his daughter in her bed in a pool of blood after being mauled by the dog. She was taken to the emergency room at the Villa dei Fori clinic, but the doctors could not do nothing to save her. One thing that we can do to save these babies and children is by not owning dogs. You don't own them, dogs do not become a problem. They do not become a topic of conversation. They are not present. When a dog is absent, we don't have to worry about anything, particularly these dogs. I go about, city to city, town to town, and the only thing that drives me crazy, that I would say I fear the most, are dogs. Because of things like this. In Canada, baby boy dies after pet dog attack in home west of Edmonton. Another baby, 14-day-old, like I just said. 9 months. I've read about weeks-old, days-old babies being killed by dogs. And here we have a 14-day-old. So these dogs do not take days off. They do not care if you're 1 day old. They do not care if you're a 9-month-old. They do not care if you're the owner. You're an adult. You're 30. You're a senior. They are going to maul and kill you. We've seen this happen again and again and again. We've seen this happening to these so-called loving owners. We've seen these happen to these workers at these dog shelters, where the dog will attack those that are trying to help it. These dogs have no limits whatsoever. 14-day-old baby boy has died after a dog attack in a community west of Edmonton. Evansburg RCMP were called to assist emergency medical services at around 7:30 a.m. Sunday in the area of Entwistle Entwistle, I'm not sure what that is, about 1,100 kilometers from Edmonton. Police said a pet dog had bitten the newborn inside a residence. The baby was airlifted to the hospital with serious life-threatening injuries. Despite their efforts, the baby was declared dead, the police said in a news release on Monday afternoon. All this could be avoided if they just don't own these things. Yeah, and society wants us to put our fate in a dog owner, in a stranger. They want us to put our life in the hands of a dog owner when they themselves, after these two stories, when they themselves cannot even protect their own children. Yet us as strangers who they don't know, who they don't care for, we have to put our faith into them, and they can't even take care and protect their own children, their own newborn babies. If they can't do that, what can I do when this thing comes at me? What can you do as strangers? You do as runners in the park. You as children in class. You in the hospital. What can you do when a stranger has a dog and it's going to attack to kill you, while they themselves can't even protect their own children? This is crazy. And a lot of these laws and places, they want us to depend on leashes. Leashes? Make sure your dog's on a leash? How many times have we seen these things break out of the leash, drag their owner, and still attack people? Still attack people while they are on a leash. How many times when this dog is on a leash, a dog not asked to touch the dog, and the dog still attacks? And that's what I find really funny. You're gonna ask someone else to pet something else for permission. Like, am I making sense here? So you have a dog who is its own species, and you want to touch that dog. In order for you to touch that dog, you have to ask another species who's not in the brain of the other species, who's really not really in control of the species, to pet it. And that owner's gonna say, yes, you can pet it. And you go and pet it, you still get attacked. So what was the point of asking someone else that really has nothing to do with this species? All they're doing is holding a leash. And even then, it's still not good enough. And we've seen and read stories time and time again where you get permission and that dog still attacks you. In Brazil, Campo, Brazil. Check that out. A pit bull is beaten to death after breaking into house and attacking woman. Imagine that. We have to put our faith, our fate, our life, our safety into these dog owners, where you can't even be safe in your own house, where these dogs are now going to be entering into your house to attack you. Ridiculous. The animal, I call it an animal. It's not an animal. Dogs are mutants. It jumped over the wall. It jumped over the wall of a house and attacked a 22-year-old woman, as well as their family's worthless mutt. In order to protect his wife and the worthless mutt, the 57-year-old man who was present in the house used a piece of wood to restrain the worthless mutt. Unfortunately, after receiving multiple blows to the head, the pit bull couldn't resist and died in the backyard. Imagine that. You're in your own yard. your own house, relaxing, whatever, doing whatever you want in your yard. I don't know what it is. And you can still be attacked by these things. It's ridiculous. Dog culture is mind numbing. Mind numbing. And I'm not sure where this is from. Anyways, 3 tickets for dog attacks issued by Foothills peace officers last year. Foothills Enforcement Services issued 7 tickets under the county's dog ownership bylaw last year, 3 of which were for dog attacks. The manager presented a year-end report to Foothills County Council during its meeting in February the 12th. They had over 343 requests for service in 2024, about 70% related to bylaw enforcement. He said responding to those concerns is the focus of the department. So here you have man's best friend terrorizing communities. And the most that these governments and whatever law enforcement can do is hand out tickets as if that's really going to prevent anything from happening. You give a dog nut or a pit nutter a ticket. Do you think that's they're going to learn from that? They're not going to learn from that. You can't tell a dog nut or a pit nutter what to do. They're going to continue to be as toxic as they are, or even worse, because they don't care. They don't care. So these tickets, these so-called rules and laws, it does nothing to prevent attacks. You can give out 100 tickets to a dog nutter, and that dog will still attack. So these tickets are pointless. Pointless. And I guess this is probably mixed with, like, I guess other activity other than dog attack, but nevertheless, giving a ticket to dog owners of dangerous dogs doesn't do anything. And it's kind of like asking permission from an owner to touch a dog. It does nothing. You still give tickets to them, the dog can still attack you. You ask permission to pet their worthless mutt, the dog can still attack you. These tickets do nothing. Let's see what we have. This one just happened recently again. Father charged after dog bites kills 3-year-old girl. An increasingly common tragedy. And you want to know why it's so common? Is because these governments don't do anything. They just give out tickets, turn the blind eye, and wait for another attack. And they depend. They rely on dog owners to they rely on dog owners to keep everyone else safe when they can't even keep their own children safe. They can't even keep their own children safe. They can't even keep themselves safe. They can't even keep their own selves safe from these things. This happened in Ohio. Happened last year. Father of 3-year-old girl killed in dog attack in Ohio late last year is facing charges in connection with the daughter's death, court records show. This scumbag, 45, was indicated by Hamilton County Grand Jury Tuesday on involuntary manslaughter, reckless homicide, and endangering children. Any home where a child is living that has a dog, whether the dog was there first or not, is irrelevant, should always be considered endangerment to children. And not just children, but the endangerment to the community and to the neighborhood. They say this is so common, but yet you continue to keep hush while there are so many children living in neighborhoods, living in homes with dangerous dogs, with pit bulls, with dogs in general. That's why it's so common. Because you people are the ones that are pushing this propaganda. You're pushing it. Then you act as if this is something new. I've been doing this for 5 years now. 5 years. 5 years. And I've looked at old dog attacks to current dog attacks. And it's like the same format. The same thing happening every single time. Family dog attacks under investigation. Dog gets 10 days. Dog gets to go live back in the community. People adopt dangerous dogs. They get attacked. Male carriers are getting attacked. People jogging getting attacked. Dog attacking children in schoolyards. Dog attacking children in hospitals. Attacking elderly. It's the same thing, but they act as if this is something new. And what are they doing about it? Absolutely nothing. It's so fine and dandy to make these articles, to bring awareness, but you're not really doing anything. I could probably say the same to me, but what I really want to do is eliminate these worthless mutts. That's what needs to happen. That is the solution. You eliminate them, they don't become a problem. Man, 3 years old, 3 months old, 14-day-old, gone because of these dogs, because of these dog owners. It is ridiculous, man. It is so ridiculous. Check this out. Toronto residents fearful of rampant coyote attacks. They never say this about the rampant dog attacks that have happened all across the cities, various countries, etc. It is only when the dog is getting attacked, then it becomes a problem. Then we have to, take precaution. Then we got to take measures and do something. And then we have to go and kill these natural animals. But when it's the dog being rampant, killing and attacking people left to right worldwide, we just ignore it and blame the owner and act as if it's whatever. This is not about safety of people. This is about dogs. And if I don't have the stats thing to prove it right now, but if you look at these attacks that have been going on, it's more likely it's because these people are walking their dogs. They become a target. These things are probably rarely attacking people. They're mostly attacking dogs. These coyotes are natural animals. They see the dog as food. That's it. Just as these dogs see us people as chew toys, coyote natural animals, they see these dogs as food. And that's what they're supposed to do, hunt and eat. But it's funny how they want their worthless mutts to be safe away from these coyotes. But they don't want children to be safe away from living with these dogs. It's very ironic. And again, it's about dogs. See, this person was walking here worthless mutt. They were going on a routine walk, maybe 2 minutes away from their building. Recalling how she took. Okay, so yeah, it's just about the dog. It's just about the dog. That's what it's about. I don't want to hear what these comments are saying. God, this is a long article because a dog was attacked. Because a dog was attacked, you get these long articles. But when a child, or another human is attacked, you get a blurb. You get a blurb, happened this day, under investigation, and you never hear an update. You rarely hear an update. Dog culture, dog culture, dog culture. So bad. Dangerously out of control dog attacks 2 family members during game of hide and seek. How about that? How about that? You're playing a game and you're getting attacked. Can't even have fun anymore. Because your fun can trigger a dog attack.
In the face of unbelievable horror. Many of the cases that we deal with have tragedy, difficulties and trauma, but this is one of the most harrowing that I, as the Chief Crown Prosecutor for this area, have ever come.
Okay, this is not unrelated, but nevertheless, 2 people were to have been rushed to hospital after their family dog, here we go again, a family dog turned aggressive during a children's game of hide and seek at their home. The incident took place just before midnight on Saturday when the pet, now it's a pet, this is not a pet, this is a dog, it's a dog. The dog attacked a man and then a woman on the property on Sunflower. How about that? 2 adults playing hide and go seek, having fun, probably laughing, and that triggers your dog to attack you? Officers rescued 3 children from the scene and contained the dangerous dog, which will now be humanely destroyed. These things have it so easy. These things can kill you, and they'll get a humanely destroyed death. But anything else will get shot and just like that, shot and killed. The attack started when the dog began growling at children playing hide and seek in the house. I thought it was 2 grown men were playing, a grown man and woman. So the dog attacked a man and then a woman, and then they say the dog began growling at children playing hide and seek in the house. When a male family member made an attempt to remove the violent, now it's an animal, it attacked him. Trying to help the situation, the woman then tried to intervene and stop the attack, but it was in vain as her actions culminated in her two getting viciously assaulted by the canine. The police arrived at the scene to find the dog still attacking the woman and managed to contain the situation. Imagine that again. Like I'm stating, these people, dog nutters, they can't even protect themselves or their own children. And now we have to rely on them and a leash and tickets in order to keep the community safe? Even then, when you're on your own yard, minding your own business, these things will invade your property to come and attack you. So nowhere's safe for us. These dogs will terrorize us, left to right. But yet then we have to turn around and make everything safe for them? While they can terrorize and kill us? Kill your own children? It's ridiculous. I said my other half thought it was a fox. You rarely hear foxes giving this much trouble. Or any trouble, period. It's only with dogs, man's best friend, that you feed, you give shelter, you care for, you groom, you so-called love and care for it. Turning against you and attacking you and your children, and we as strangers have to rely on you to keep us safe. And that always goes poorly. Very bad. When we have nothing to do with your dog, or we're not even bothering your dog, that thing wants to come and attack us, look at us, bother us. It's ridiculous. Video: husky turns aggressive, attacks man in shocking incident. I believe this was these were veterinarians. Imagine that. Even these veterinarians are not safe around these worthless mutts. I thought the video was here. Oh, here it is. So let's see this. I hope it works. Hang on. These are veterinarians. And as you can see, they are not bothering or terrorizing the dog. All they're doing is sitting there. They're sitting there. They're not playing hide and go seek. They're just sitting there. And they're groping the thing. For what? See? All that for what? For what? For what? For what? What that for? Even veterinarians, they can't keep us safe. These veterinarians can't keep us safe. They're the ones recovering these worthless mutts. They're the ones providing care, health, and all that stuff for these worthless mutts. And in the end, they continue to attack those that want them to do well. This makes no sense. This only happens all the time. Mostly, usually, always with dogs. No other pet or animal does this. It is only dogs, and because dogs are brain damaged mutants. They do not care that you're caring for them. They do not care who you are, what you do. They do not care. What they want and what they want to do is eat and attack, and that's all we see them do time and time again. And the reason why you dog nuts train your dogs is just so it doesn't attack you. So you know these things can attack you. That you know that they're dangerous. That's why you have to train them. But even then, it's not enough. Because these dogs will always prove that they are just worthless, brain damaged mutants. That's all for this episode of Dog Attack Alerts. And man, dog attacks happen. This is just me talking, and this is my theory. I believe dog attacks happen every hour around the world. Every hour there's a dog attack happening. Whether it's minor, a little whatever, dog attacks are happening. Someone is being chased by dogs. Someone is being terrorized by dogs. Every single hour, someone is being killed by dogs. Every hour. And not all of them are going to make the news. They're not all going to make the headlines. They're not all going to be recorded. They're not all going to be put in a database. It's not always going to be the pit bull. It's not always going to be a bully breed. It's not always going to be a chihuahua. All these dogs, every hour of the day, all around the world, is attacking someone. And to cover thousands to millions of dog attacks would be impossible. So a lot of these dog nuts looking at dog attacks and saying, "Oh, it's not that much." I believe, just as you dog nuts believe dogs can be man's best friend while they're killing your own children, I believe that there are over thousands of dog attacks that happen all around the world every hour. And not all of them is going to make the news. Not all of them is going to be recorded for various reasons. And the only way that we can be safe from dogs is by getting rid of dogs. When there are no dogs around, no problem. But anyways, thank you for joining me. I'm Tim Watson with Dog Attack Alerts.